Let's be honest here. How many of us spend hours in front of the TV watching HGTV or DYI network? With shows such as The Property Brothers or Flip This House, these networks have us all eager to get out there and start renovating and reconstructing our homes. Some of us are really anxious to pick up the pencil and start drawing away floor plans to see how we can make our homes better. Sometimes though, whenever we take a step back and look at what we've got on paper, we may not be as impressed or even a little unmotivated. I'm here to show you 3 easy steps that we can implement into our drawing process that will make any floor plan look presentable and professional in any expert's eye. I'm currently entering my 4th year in interior design school at the University of North Alabama. At the very beginning of my curriculum here, I was taught these 3 techniques and how they would help me present my work much better. Now I have here a regular floor plan that anyone may draw. What I use to draw this floor plan is just a regular lead pencil and a straight edge triangle. You can use any straight edge. A wooden stick, as long as it's straight, would work just fine. What I'm drawing on is graph paper. Lots of people like to use graph paper, including professionals, because it helps them keep their space defined and straight and square. So as you can see here, this drawing looks clean. However, it's highly inappropriate for a professional standard. The three techniques that we're going to implement are as follows. The first, line weight. Now this is the actual thickness or the darkness or lightness of the line that we're going to use. The second is door and window detail. And the third, finally, is notation. So what's wrong with this drawing? We'll name off all 3 of these aspects. First, you can see that the line weight is all the same. You can see that the exterior walls are the same exact darkness as the interior walls are, as are the doors and the actual window sills. Now, what else is wrong with this? Door and window detail. The doors look quite simple and have no real explanation as to what side they open up to or how they would swing. The window sills are simply a block of lines extruding from the exterior wall. This is also highly unprofessional. And finally, notation. As you can see here, the spaces are not undefined. Now, I know because I drew this that this is supposed to be a bedroom, another bedroom, a living area, dining area, kitchen, and bathroom. A simple cottage used only for representation in this speech. So what can we do to fix these? Let's learn a little bit more about line weight. There are 3 types of line weight generally used in architectural and design. Your first line weight, of course, is your heaviest. Now this represents everything being cut at a 4-foot section of any drawing. So imagine your house being cut 4 feet at height. Everything that's going to be cut is going to be represented in this dark line, and it's a very bold, very dark line. So this is your darkest. Now, your second line weight is going to be your medium-sized line weight. Something like that would work just fine. This is to represent details that are not exactly cut through at 4 feet, but are still important to the architecture and design of any space. And finally, your lightest line weight. This is only to represent things that are unimportant, such as patterns in floor or furniture. So how do we actually implement these in our drawing? Your exterior walls are going to be the darkest and most important part of your drawing, since they are exactly where your perimeter ends. Your building is not going to go any further than your exterior walls, so they are the most important thing of this drawing, and you need to show that by making these the darkest thing in your drawing. So there you have a very basic representation of an exterior wall. Now, to add emphasis to this, you may even add a little bit of poching, and this is filler material within the walls. A lot of people like to use diagonal marks, or you can actually fill in the whole thing. You'll find a lot of drawings where they actually have the exterior walls darkened completely. Right. Now let's show you an example of interior walls. Because these are still being cut, you need to use a medium weight, because their interior walls are not as important as your exterior, but they are still important. So all you have to do is just lighten up the grip on your pencil and draw your lines. And there you have a very basic interior wall. Just here for clarification purposes. So you can already start seeing here the difference between your exterior walls and your interior walls. As you can notice, they are a lot lighter than what the exterior walls are. So this covers line weight. The second topic was door and detail sections. So, as you can see in the last example, you have a basic block for your window. This is not how an exact window is actually constructed, so we want to get as close to the exact replica as possible. So let's draw another exterior wall here for the window. Now, one thing is being cut through in your window, and those are your glass panes. So that still wants to be a dark line weight. So you see there, that will represent our middle glass pane. Most windows are double paned, so what you want to do here is draw a lighter line beside it to represent one pane, then one more light line here, second pane. Alright, now the encasement of the windows. So now comes the actual block that we had drawn originally. But because the window has an encasement on both sides and not just an exterior side, you want to draw your encasement on both sides as well. So you're going to come here and draw an encasement line right there, and an encasement line right there. And because these are not being cut, these should be lighter than your exterior walls. And so now you have something that looks very professional and is very understanding in any expert's eye. Let's just darken up the middle line here. So now you can see a clear definition between the line weights as well. Now, one more thing that people don't do and should or can do in any drawing is the encasement of the doors. So let's draw an interior wall here. And let's add just a little bit of width for the encasement. So we're going to come down here. Now that we have the door encasement, we can actually draw the door. So we'll draw a simple door here. There we go. This, however, is unclear because it's not really noticeable where the door is actually opening into. So what we do here is we want to add an arc from the tip of the door to the encasement. This is called a door swing, and it's demonstrating which way the swing actually opens up into. So now that you have a door swing, it's clear that the door is actually opening inward. Finally, the last technique is notation. You can see here, no notes at all. Notes are very important to make the reader understand exactly what you're talking about. People want to read, as ironic as that is. So a few actual important notes that there are the facing of windows. So if this window is facing south, architects and designers want to know that. So add it on there. Window facing south. South. Alright. Now one thing that will make you look very professional is adding a title and a scale to your floor plan. So you can see here I've already added first floor plan to give the title to the floor plan, and then the scale. Even though we don't have a very specific scale, it may be off by millions and millions of feet. We don't want the reader to know that. Even though it may be off by a few feet, we can say not to scale. So you just write not to scale right here, and this will impress anybody viewing it, making it look very professional. Now, to save a little bit of time, I've given you the end result here. So let's see what the end result is. Now, as you can see here, this is a very professional, very presentable looking drawing. You can see first the line weight on the exterior walls is very bold. It is also pochade in a diagonal hatching, not full but diagonal. Then you have your interior walls lighter, much lighter than the exterior walls, giving it a little bit of dimension. You have your encasement here for your window detail, and then you have also your encasement on your doors as well, with nice door swings. And finally, you also have notation noting the actual areas of the room, and some nice notes such as window facing north, or a few notes of what you want your exterior walls to look like, such as a stucco exterior. With these notes, with the nice details in the doors and windows, and with your understanding of line weights, I believe you should be able to now go out there and present any work that you may do to your client. Let's go out there and make our homes more beautiful.